I welcome you all in the 45th part of our Gita lessons, and we are going to start the 6th chapter named as Atma Sanyam Yoga. And dear devotees, we will be here listening the lessons of Gita ji as per Bhashakar Sri Raman Swami ji. Before entering that, I will request you all to kindly go to the description box and you will see the different seva and projects which is run by YATIRAJ VAIBHAN Charitable Trust. One of the most important project is that at 28th October it is Ekadashi Kartik Krishna Paksh, and that we name as Rambha Ekadashi. And here the very lucky persons are Srimati Vinita Jha and Sri Hem Shankar Jha from Patna. The couple had decided to distribute fruits to all those who are doing parikrama in Vrindavan. You can also join. The Pavitra Kartik Mass is going on, and a donation in Kartik Mass is very much virtuous. The Bhagwan Krishna gets pleased a lot. Second is that we are here designing the 108 Vaishnavites Divyadesham calendar. Before New Year, we will be having that thing. If you want that thing, please also go to the description box and feel free to contact us. Now we shall start the 6th chapter, Atma Sanyam Yoga. As a few chapter, Bhashikar Sri Raman Swami ji explains that Ukta Karma Yoga Saparikara. Karma Yoga had been described earlier with all its branches, all its different variations. इदानीं ज्ञान कर्म योग साध्यात्मावलोकन रूप योगाभ्यास विधि उच्यते. Now in this chapter the description would be that when Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga both jointly actions to and provide a fruit that is named as Atma Sakshatkar. That's why Atma Sanyam Yoga, the name of this chapter. तत्र कर्म योग से निरपेक्ष योग साधनत्वम दृढ़यितुम ज्ञानाकारः कर्म योगो योग शिरस्कः अनुद्यते. Here it is said that karma yoga is independent, it doesn't need any support, and without any support it is able to provide the Atma Sakshatkar, the experience about Atma. To prove that thing, the Karma Yoga in the form of Jnana had been explained here in this chapter. So get focused for this chapter. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Anashrita Karma Phalam Karyam Karma Karoti Yah Sa Sannyasi Cha Yogi Cha Na Niragnirna Chakriya. Those who are not dependent, who are not attached with the fruits of their actions, such persons, when perform actions as their duty, they are known as sannyasi and they are known as yogi. Those persons shall not be treated as sannyasi or yogi who are free away from fire, and those who are not doing any actions in this world. Free from fire means free from the yajnas and all these things. Let's see what Bhashakar is explaining here. कर्मफलम स्वर्गादिकम अनाश्रिता कार्यम कर्मानुष्ठानमेव कार्यम सर्वात्मनास्मद सुहृद भूत परम पुरुषाराधन रूपतया कर्मैव मम प्रयोजनम न तत्साध्यम किंचित इति यह कर्म करोति. Here Bhashikar had explained that karmaphalam swargadikam, the different fruits of the karmas, that is the worldly materialistic pleasures, the heaven and all these things. Who is not depending on those fruits? Anashrita karma means the practitioner is not in interest with that of the actions being provided here. He is not interested in the fruits of those actions, and he is performing all the actions as a duty, as the upasana, in the form of upasana to that Supreme Lord. यह कर्म करोति स सन्यासी च ज्ञान न तत्साध्यम किंचित. यह कर्म करोति स सन्यासी च. Those who perform such actions are known as sannyasi. Jnana Yoga Nishtha Yogi, and the sannyasi means he is the Jnana Yogi, and yogi cha karmanishta cha, and he is also known as the yogi, that is those who are dependent on karma yoga, means those who performs all these actions without any relation with the fruits of actions and perform all the actions as a duty to upasana in the favor of Bhagavan Lord Krishna for mukhollasam of Bhagavan Sriman Narayan. They are the real sannyasi, they are the real karma yogi. Atmavalokan rupa yoga sadhana bhuto bhayanishta ityartha. Here it has been explained that both the Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga is able to provide you the Atma Sakshatkar. Na niragni na chakriya na chodit yagyadi karmasu pravritta keval Jnanishta. Those who are only practicing Jnana Yoga and they are not performing the yajnas and other things which have been described in Shastras, they are really not going to feel Atma Sakshatkar. तस्य हि ज्ञान निष्ठा एवं कर्मयोग निष्ठा से तो उभयम अस्ति इति अभिप्राय. And therefore it is said that one should have respect to both karma yoga and jnana yoga. He should have respect to both. If he is not having respect to both, then he is failing to attain the Atma Sakshatkar. Ukta lakshane karma yoga jnanam api asti itya. Therefore, in this way, it is said that in Jnana Yoga there is a chance of absence of Karma Yoga, but in Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga is totally present there. How is it so? Let's see in the second mantra. Yam sannyasam prahur yogam tam vidhi pandava nahya sannasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kashana. O Pandava, O Pandu Nandan, son of Pandu, persons whom people call as sannyas, you should understand that the karma yoga is the same. Because without getting released from sankalp, none of the person can become a yogi. It means that to get freed from sankalp is the main thing in the action of karma yoga. Let's see what Bhashyakar had explained here. Jnana yoga iti atma yathatma jnanam iti prahuh. Tam karma yogam eva vidhi. The real knowledge of Atma is known as Jnana Yoga, and this is called Jnana Yoga. Therefore, both you should understand the Jnana Yoga same as that of the Karma Yoga. Tat upapadayati nahyasana sankalpo yogi bhavata kashana iti. Again, Bhagavan has explained in the later part of this, the same mantra, that those who hadn't freed themselves from the sankalpa, they are not the real karma yogis too. As it is said that those who are not practicing karma, they are not real jnana yogi. Similarly, here it is said that those who have failed to free themselves from the sankalpa, from accepting that they are the doer of all the actions. This is the main thing. They are also not the real karma yogi. Let's see what Bhashyakar is explaining here. Jnana yoga iti atma yatatma jnanam iti atma yatatmanusandhanena anatmane prakrito atma sankalpa sannyasta paritakto yena sa sannyasta sankalpa. Atma yatatmanusandhanena. Those who are in the practice of realization of that atma, what they do, that anatmane prakrito, they had surrendered all their sankalpas in the prakriti, in the body, and therefore they are said to be sannyasta sankalpa. That is, they are surrendered all their promises, all their oaths. The main sankalpa, it means that the ego of ownership, that I am the doer and I am the person who will get benefited from all such actions. This thing, to surrender this feeling in prakriti, those who have done this thing, they are the sannyasta sankalpa. Anevam bhuta yasa asannasta sankalpa. Those who had failed, they are known as asannasta sankalpa. Nahi ukteshu karma yogishu anevam bhuta kashchana karma yogi bhavati. यस सर्वे समारंभा काम संकल्प वर्जिताः Gita 4:19. As it is said in 4:19 that the Karma Yogi is such person who is freed from the beginning of all the karmas and who is freed from the attachment with the fruits. Therefore, here Bhashikar is saying that Bhagavan wants to say that no any Karma Yogi is a sannast sankalp, and there is no any chance of any Karma Yogi who hadn't surrendered the doership, the ego of doership and the ego of beneficiary. Both needs to be surrendered in the path of Karma Yoga too. Karma Yoga apramaden yogam sadhyati itya. If that is obtained, then in the third mantra we are going to understand that without any confusion Karma Yoga is able to provide the Atma Sakshatkar. Let's see in the third mantra. Arukshor muner yogam karma karanamuchyate yoga rodasya tasaiva shamah karanamuchyate. It is said that those who are yoga ruda means those who wants Atma Sakshatkar and they are in that path, they need to perform actions in this world. And those who had been benefited by Atma Sakshatkar, they really need to be, they are freed from all the actions. Let's see what does it mean. Bhashikar explains that yogam atmavalokanam praptum ichchum moksho karma yogeva karanam uchyate. Those who are in a mood to attain the experience about Atma, such persons in a desire of salvation, for them Karma Yoga is the means, Karma Yoga is the medium to lead this life. They needs to, Karma Yoga is the duty for them. They are the responsibility, this is the disciplinary act for them that they need to perform Karma Yoga. Tasya eva yogarudasya pratisthita yogasya eva shama karmane vrate karanamachyate. Those who had attained salvation, those who had attained the feeling, they had felt the total, they have the total experience about the Atma Avalokana, means they had totally experienced the Atma. Means those who had attained salvation, they didn't need any action to perform. They are totally freed from the actions. This means they need to practice karma nivritti, that is totally freedom from the actions, that is shaman. Yava datma valokan rupa moksha prapti tavat karma karyam ityartha. It means that until you get benefited by Atma Sakshatkar, unless and until you get the total experience of Atma, you need to perform actions in this world. Kada pratisthit yoga bhavati ityata. How anyone can understand that is somebody yoganist means had somebody attained the salvation, means had is somebody benefited with the experience of Atma or not. How you can understand that thing? Yada hinindriyartheshu na karmasvanushajyate sarsankalpa sannyasi yoga rodastadochyate. When the sadhak is not interested, is not attached with the objects of the senses, sense organs, and as well as he is detached from the actions too, then he is said to be named as, he is said to be in the status to be freed from all the sankalpas, and thus he attains the system that he had attained the Atma Avalokanam, or he has attained the eternal bliss. Let's see what is being explained here. Yada ayam yogi atmaika anubhava swabhavataya. Yada, when such yogi who is always in experience, in a practice to experience Atma, इंद्रियार्थेषु आत्मव्यतिरिक्त प्राकृत विषयेषु तत्संबंधेषु कर्मसु च न अनुषज्यते न संगम अर्हति तदा हि सर्वसंकल्प संन्यासी योगारूढ़ इति उच्यते. It means that when such practitioners are totally freed from the different objectives of the organs, except than that of to experience Atma, and he is not also bonded with the different actions of the sense organs. Such persons, such yogis are said to be as the Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi, means those who have surrendered the total surrendered status is this thing. He is totally freed from all the kinds of sankalpas, and thus he is named as Yoga Rudha. Tasmad aruruksho vishayanubhavarhataya तदनुषंगाभ्यास रूपा कर्मयोग एव निष्पत्ति कारणम अतो विषयानुषंगाभ्यास रूपम कर्मयोगम एव अरुक्षु कुर्यात्. And therefore those who are in the path of salvation, means those who hadn't completely attained salvation, those who hadn't completely attained Atma Sakshatkar, they are in the path. They have some feelings, some senses of their organs, means their organs are in a state to experience something, they have some demands. And in this way, to make them perfect, karma yoga is needed. To attain such a practice so that they could get freed from all the bondages of the different organs and its practices. To have such practice and to be perfect in that part, karma yoga is a needed thing. Ato vishayanusangabhyas rupam karma yogam ev aruksho kuryat. Therefore, those who are in such path, they needs to perform karma yoga so that they attain a practice and therefore they become perfect later on, to free themselves from the different behavior of the different organs which is present in the body. Tad eva aha. To explain this, Bhagavan Shri Krishna had stated the fifth mantra, which is very famous. Uddared atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva yatmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmana. Here, Atma word had been used for two things. The subject, the doer of which is in this mantra Atma, that is Man, and the object Atma here in this line and this mantra is the Atma itself. So there are two kinds of Atma present here. One Atma means for the subject is for Man, and another Atma is the object which is called the Atma itself. So keeping this thing in mind, we should try to understand the thing. Though persons should understand that Man is able to uplift the Atma and Man is able to damage Atma. Man is the friend of Atma and Man is the enemy of Atma too. Let's see what is being explained by Bhashikar. The same thing. Atmana manasa vishyan anushakteena manasa atmanam uddharet. The man which is not in the practice to get bonded with the different objects of the organs, such man is able to uplift the status of Atma. Tadvipritena manasa atmanam na avasadayet. Whereas in the opposite condition, in the different condition, if the man is in the practice of the different worldly materials and man is mainly bonded with the egoship, that I am the doer, if such things present there, then the man is really to damage Atma. Therefore, the man shall not have the practice to attain or to accept the doership of any actions, or the accept to be beneficiary of all the fruits which are outcomes of those actions being performed in this worldly matter. Atma ev man ev hi atmano bandho tad ev atmano ripu. Say, here it is said that Atma eva man ev hi atmano bandho. The man itself, the imaginary man, that is itself the friend of your Atma sitting which you are, and it is the foe, it is the enemy of the Atma itself. It's the man which is going to uplift your Atma. It's the man which is going to damage your Atma. So one should try to have a control, full control over the man. And with these sense, we are going to listen the 46th part of our Gita Ji. And the next episode is starting from the 6th mantra of 6th chapter, named as Atma Sanyam Yoga. I will request you, doing my actions, whatever I had learned from the Acharyas, by the grace of Acharya Raman Swamiji, I am trying to advertise the very real meaning of Gita Ji by Bhashikar Sri Raman Swamiji. So, if I suppose you all are liking this effort, and I would like you to please, the first support I need is, please totally try to listen the total video. And if any confusion is this, please message us, do a WhatsApp in the message box. You can ask your question. We will try to explain the confusions which you have. And the second thing is that you can also, it's the very auspicious Kartik Mass is going on, you can donate something so that we could manage such series continuously to go on. The another thing is that on the 28th October, we are going to celebrate Rambha Ekadashi, and the lucky persons are Srimati Vinita Jha and Shri Hemshankar Jha from Patna, who have decided to distribute fruits in the Parikrama Marg for all the devotees who are doing Parikrama of 12 kilometers around the Vrindavan. You can also join us in this mission. And last but not the least, a very big research is going on. We are in the process. Not we are thinking, we are now in process. We had decided earlier to start in Kartik Mass, and we are in the motion now that we are in the motion to design 108 Vaishnavite Divyadesham, which will be a collection of beautiful pictures of the Divyadesham idols, and we are going to have we are doing very much research on this work. So if you also want, the calendar is going to be prepared before this new year 2025, and I would request you to please distribute it to all your relatives so that they could also get benefited by the knowledge of the 108 Divyadesham. In the North India, in the west part of India, in the east part of India, and in the central part of India, lots of people never knew about this knowledge. So it's our task to let them understand, let them get connected. The total India should get connected. So they should also know about the 108 Divyadesham, that is the abodes of Bhagavan Sriman Narayan. Get down to the description box and please feel to contact us. With the next episode, Jai Sriman Narayan.